Good morning. We are gonna try our hand at kind of a weekend vlog situation. I was hoping to start this yesterday on Friday because I actually have a long weekend because yesterday was my Friday off. And I usually like to do something in my planners and video wise for a Friday off, and I had very clear and full intentions to do just like I normally do like a plan with me or a day off with me or something like that. But I woke up at about 2 o'clock in the morning. Well, even a little bit earlier than that, if I'm being honest. I think I got up about 1 and I really wasn't feeling well. And that went on throughout the morning. I put lots of notes about that. And I was not in a good place. And that was not in the agenda. And so I figured I'd give it a go and do kind of the whole weekend. And so we'll see how this turns out. I don't really have like grand expectations. I just kind of want to make sure I'm continuing to stretch that vlogging muscle. Let me know what you guys think about the vlogs, if you're here for them, if you're not here for them, or if you'd rather me just kind of like take out the daily crap and just stick to the planner side of it. So very curious to hear your thoughts. But one of the first planners that I grab for the day is my Hobonichi Weeks because it is health and fitness. So the first thing I usually try to do is to log my temperature, which was 97.2. Can we tell that I'm dyslexic? Mildly. So then I'll come over to my tracker, mark off temperature. As you can see, my workout bar is a little sad right now. So just to like chat through this just a second. So my grand plan for my Friday off was that I was going to take myself to breakfast and then I was going to go pick up donuts at my favorite spot. If you guys have hung out for a while, then you know Friday off means I'm going to $5. Like there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's the one day that I schlep out to the city and I pick up my donuts. And I typically would treat myself to Bellina, which is my favorite place to eat at Ponce. But I was feeling a different Italian vibe and went to go to my friend Kara, who I have been friends and followed and supported since she was just one food truck. Now she's 2 food trucks and a storefront. That's crazy to think about. But basically, I think since 2017, 18, something like that, we've been in contact, but went to her shop to get some lunch, and it's just major comfort food vibes, and that's really what I wanted. And considering I didn't have much of an appetite, I'm very in the vein of, if that's what you want, go get it while you have an appetite. Like, don't force anything else. So I went out to see her, and then I'll go ahead and move this to our next planner. But I went ahead and went out. She wasn't there, but I went ahead and got lunch and then got something to go. I am a little strange, and I will often, as long as I know the establishment very well and I don't feel like I'm being too much of a pain or bother, I will often order something deconstructed to go. And what that means is basically, hey, don't cook it or put it together because it's just not going to reheat the same. Like, keep it all in pieces. I'll do the work at home. And so I got one of my favorite sandwiches from her, which is the Capone. It's Italian beef. And I'm very excited to cook that at some point this weekend. And honestly, there's usually enough for me to make 2 sandwiches by the time I bring it home. It's a lot of meat. So it was a little bit of a meal prep situation going on. And then I came home and I was just like wiped. Just to give you some context as to why this video is not where I wanted it to be. I intended to do a lot yesterday, hence the vlog made a little bit more sense. And it still makes sense, I guess. But now I'm just rambling. It's about 7 in the morning. I got up about 4:30, and I kind of had a slow morning and thought I would do some planner catch up type of things off screen because I kind of wanted to try to be as current as possible when I started this. So that being said, of course, I didn't write down my weather, so it looks like it's gonna be a kind of nice day. I'm not really sure. I need to check that probably whenever I get off of this. So I am going to go ahead and write in a couple things. So I want to do an update planner up here. Film Saturday. I feel pretty confident that I can get the Hobonichi 5-year flip. I hate that that went over so many lines, but whatever. Yeah, I think I'm gonna leave it there as far as that goes. Maybe pop in, I know what I want to do. I want to grab a breakfast sticker because as soon as I'm done with this, I am going to take myself to breakfast. So like I said, my plan was to go to breakfast, and I had a very specific vision in mind with that, like very overly specific, if anything. I don't want to use the pancake or the waffle sticker, really, but I'm also not eating eggs, so I'm a little struggling here. Like I said, I kind of want one. I might put the eggs over on tomorrow or something. That sucks because I really wanted, I don't know. I always like struggle with something being exact. Let me know if you also have that struggle. And I feel like the takeaway might be a little bit, I'm gonna do Maple Street breakfast and 5-year Hobonichi journal. I'm very hungry, so I need to like leave after this, and it does take a little bit to get over there, and hopefully it's not going to be too bananas. This was kind of what I was saying about yesterday and why I was kind of bummed. Like by the time I got up and going, I could have gone over there, but I was really nervous and unsure of how my tummy was going to react to that food, because it does tend to be, it's heavy and it's not super healthy either. But I've had like this clear vision ever since I went over there a couple weeks ago. When did I go over there? A week ago, so on the 9th. So a little over a week ago, I went out there and they've had a menu change. And while I was like super heartbroken that they got rid of one of my favorite things, which was hash brown cake, they've got quite a few new menu items. And then one thing that I'm always on the hunt for is really good fried green tomatoes. And I'm overly critical because the first ones I had are my favorite, and I feel like I've always chased that. Like, I don't want them too thick, and I prefer them on the thinner side. I'm very quirky about the breading, but I wanted to give Maple Streets a try. And then they have this sandwich called the Squawking Goat that has red pepper jelly and like a goat cheese medallion on it. And I was like, oh my God, this sounds so amazing. Like with a fried green tomato kind of accompanying it. And so I had this vision about the sandwich, and I thought about it all week, and then go figure, the morning that I want to go and get it, I'm like deathly ill. Like, oh my gosh, it was bad. It was really bad. I basically had like a sinus issue that had just taken hold of me entirely, and I just need to clear myself out. So that being said, I am also going, I think I'm gonna skip a food sticker and leave it for tomorrow, because I think I'm gonna try to make a quiche or something. So I think what I want to do is, I think I'll probably meal plan a bit at the restaurant as well, because I have a lot of leftovers now in my fridge. Like I have an absurd amount of food at my disposal, and I really don't need to buy like a whole heap ton of stuff or anything like that, but let's see. I'm gonna keep that handy. I don't need these because those are more like shopping. So I'm gonna do a little shopper's cart. I need to go. I had like a whole list of things I needed. Target. Kroger. This isn't really like a shopping thing, so I'm gonna just drop a line and do Amazon drop off. I've been meaning to drop off for a good hot minute. I do still need to try on some things. Last minute, I'm gonna do a swatch. Hopefully that was the right one. I'm pretty sure that was the right one. Because I have two that are deathly similar, but one's more mint. I think I did the right one. I did get in another bottle of water yesterday. I am still watching Good Omens, and will most likely, I see no reason why I wouldn't finish today. Okay, and I am going to leave it there and then see how I feel when I get home. So the big fun thing about what I had planned for the weekend was that I was kind of going to take Friday to be my me day. Saturday and Sunday, I was going to split some cleaning and some craft stuff across the board. Obviously not feeling well. I'm really not in the mood to clean. It's not that I'm not feeling well. Let me like backtrack a little bit because I feel like I'm sounding a little bit dramatic, and I'll clean up my stickers while I quickly explain this. It's not that I don't feel super well. I just didn't get off to the start that I wanted to yesterday. I also am having to play not phone tag even, like Find My Package 101. My Coffee Monster Co. first birthday order is in the mail, and it left Seattle. It was supposed to be here Tuesday. It is now Saturday, and it is still not here. And the tracking just says that it's still on the way to the destination, arriving late. But I have now called my USPS office, which is like right down the street, twice, and they're like, it's probably because the barcode's messed up, but like once we get it, we will type it in by hand so that it updates. But like if like the other offices don't do that, then I have no idea where this thing's floating around at. And obviously I do have to wait like a respectable amount of time before I tell Helen. And obviously like I'm trying to, use it for things as well. So it's just, it's not fun. But I also have another order that will be here Monday, and it should be fine. It's coming from Winter Park, Florida versus the other side of the freaking country. So I have no doubt that will arrive safely. I am in a little bit of like a package order frenzy, and it is normal for this time of year. Like I literally just ordered my first Christmas present for somebody else. Like I'm so excited. It's for my mom. Because it was literally like 70% off. I was like, and I knew I was going to get it for her. So I was like, we're going to go ahead and do that now. Like, I'm not that worried about it. But, yeah, this is just kind of like my first planning session of the day. I was just obviously jotting down in my weeks. And while we're all here, I will go ahead and actually fill in these little bubbles. So I use these bubbles to track my cycle. And I'm gonna do like a half circle just to kind of indicate spotting a bit. And then I'll use this to color in. In all honesty, I might have to, I don't know. I think I can leave it at 1. It's like borderline. I'm gonna go ahead and do 2. But I am gonna have to let it dry. And I was like thinking about this last night, actually, as I was drawing the circles in. But yeah, I use the circles to indicate flow. So I'm gonna pop that in. Like I said, I'm gonna let it dry, like the black dry, because if not, it'll like smudge it in there. And I do leave them empty until the end of the day, just so that I can kind of like have an accurate depiction on what's going on. So I am actually going to pack up and head to breakfast and maybe do some vlogging there. All right, so it is about 7 o'clock and we're gonna pop in here and just fill some things in. So typically during a work day, I would have probably checked into my planners quite a bit more. For a weekend, there's typically like a morning planning session and like an evening planning session. In the meantime, I'm typically like at Jeff's, or I'm running errands like today, or I might be cleaning, or a little bit of everything. So I kind of want to go through this and just update the tracker. So I did AM, skin, and eye cream. I haven't logged my mood or energy or done supplements. I'll go ahead and we'll kind of update all these things. So remember I said I wanted to leave that to dry so that it didn't in there. My cycle was a little bit lighter today. As far as my energy goes, I would really say it was more medium to low. Like, I really struggle and have been struggling with direction. I'm really at the point where my brain is being pulled in 5,000 different directions, even more than normal. So it's exhausting and I'm getting paralysis analysis worse than ever because I want to do all the things. And then on top of that, I'm still not feeling 100%. I did go get some Zyrtec today. But I'm going to say for a mood, I'm gonna say overwhelmed and bored. I'm really bored. I'm overwhelmed and bored. So that's a combo. But that is, I'll go ahead and do the mood and energy. I am not going to mark off supplements yet. I don't think I'm going to end up getting to them today because I need to take them with food and I'm kind of done eating other than maybe like a sweet treat. And then I'll check off PM skin whenever that gets accomplished. So I'm going to set that one off to the side. Then I'd circle back to this planner. I keep forgetting to pop my weather in. But yeah, I'm excited about both of the trips coming up. I'm not excited about pickleball. I'm not excited about having a very full normal week back. I am very intrigued with the idea of dyeing my hair copper. I would much rather plan my planners, but I need to clean my house. Like, just normal. And actually, while I'm chatting, I'm gonna mark out Kroger and we're gonna write over top of it to where I actually did go, because I ended up not needing to go to Kroger at all, and I'll probably let that sit overnight if I'm being honest. So updating planners, still doing that, still filming. I can speak. I did go to breakfast, and obviously I don't know what clips I'm gonna pop in here and what I'm not. I'm still struggling with remembering to vlog at all, or like kind of put stuff in between the planning sessions. So it's just part of the learning curve and adding something new to the repertoire over here. And that's another thing is like, I'm already really deep in thought about 2024 planners and plans. Like I really want to kind of have a really good idea what I'm going to do before I get into quarter 4, because I'm going to start prepping in quarter 4 for 2024 plans for some of the things. So my brain is just really bouncing between what it's definitely like in that vein of I'm far more interested in the things that bring me joy, like my creativity ventures and things like that, and playing in my planner or working on the custom or looking at Patreon ideas and what I want to do if I want to do that and things like that. And I'm so much more interested in that than I am cleaning my house. I mean, I feel like that's a normal thing, but it's like in hyperdrive right now, which kind of sucks. So I'll go ahead and mark off Target. Like I said, I'm going to let that settle so that it doesn't like scratch really bad, but I did end up going to, I wandered around in Hobby Lobby and I did get some good ideas, and we'll talk about that when I get over to the AVEC. But I wandered around Hobby Lobby and got some ideas. I did do my Amazon drop off. I did also get gas in there. So yeah, I fiddled with a couple things there, and then I ended up actually stopping at TJ Maxx. I know better than to go to TJ Maxx on a weekend, but this was just like reiterating that very serious proof of the pudding. Do not go to TJ Maxx on the weekend. Don't go to Target. I try not to go anywhere on the weekend. I try to like go and come back. Like I went to breakfast and I actually sat there for a really long time. Like I ate and then I worked through a couple Hobonichi pages, which felt really nice. And I watched some videos. So I had to have been there for at least an hour beyond eating, which was really nice and different. So now we're cycling over into the evening. Like I said, it's about 7 o'clock, and I probably got back about 2 hours ago. But I came home just kind of in the nick of time. I had picked up Zyrtec and I was starting to get a headache and I was starting to feel nauseous. And it was really because I was out and about so much, the heat and whatever is out there that's affecting my sinuses. And I got home just in time and I took an Advil sinus medicine and lay down on the couch and finished Good Omens, which was lovely. So I'm just kind of like getting up and at them, and I did finish the dishes, so those are all done, which is lovely. I'm gonna mark laundry on the list, and then I'm just gonna put tidy apartment just to kind of tidy up a bit. I'm not really 100% sure when Jeff is coming home tomorrow, or if we're hanging out, really where things are at, and that will probably start to develop over the evening and into tomorrow morning. So I'm gonna leave that alone. But yeah, I'm probably just gonna pop something on in the background, like some music or a podcast or, a movie I've seen 6,000 times, and handle the laundry and just kind of doing laps around the apartment, and most likely working on some Hobonichi 5-year stuff and updating some planners, stuff like that. Like nothing super crazy stressful. The main things that I really want to do from a like non-cleaning perspective, probably I would love to vacuum, but it's 7 o'clock at night and I don't hate my cat that much, where I'm gonna like kick all that up for her, because that sounds traumatizing. So I'm gonna keep it pretty quiet. So I'm gonna do meal plan. I'm gonna do, it all just like was in my brain. September plans. Q4 plans. And I think obviously Hobonichi 5-year is going to be in here. I thought I had listed it up there. I mean, I did kind of here. And I think that's more than enough. As far as water goes, I've already gotten 4, actually more than that. I'm like on really honestly the last glass, so I can just mark these 2 down because that's what I can see from here. I will pop in the weather off camera because I get it from the Weather Channel app. I'm gonna also write Patreon plans because I'm kind of starting to shape that as well, and it's over here on my list, so I want to handle that. So yeah, I think that's where this planner is gonna leave off for the night, and then I'll just kind of check in with it throughout the evening. Oh, that's the dog next door. I am really struggling because I don't know what I really want to do with this. A lot of the time I will use this for lots of different things. I think I've like shown that off in my flip. Like sometimes it's journaling, sometimes it's just an idea, sometimes it's to-do lists. This I was letting it dry before I like wrote around it about the show. This is the to-do list that I kind of need to do for filming over the next like little bit. I think I'm just going to show this to you guys in the next planning clip because I think this is where I'm going to maybe do some meal planning. What do I want to do? I think I'm going to use it as a planning page, which means I can't film it because I'm going to be doing it like kind of on and off again. So I'll just show you guys that. I think I am going to turn this into a Saturday and Sunday like weekend vlog, and we're just going to roll with that. Hopefully tomorrow will be more productive as well. So we're going to call this finito for the planning session. Another thing that I'm not going to do on camera that I would kind of do towards the end of the day is my Hobonichi 5-year. I'm going to be doing obviously it's like on here, but I'm going to be posting a January through June flip and chatting about that, but I don't know how many, like, it's just harder for me to do a Hobonichi with me sometimes because I do like to use my Hobonichi for personal journaling, and sometimes I just don't want to share it, but I'll at least be doing like a flip soon. So you'll have that to look forward to. So that is my day in my planner so far. Like I said, I'm gonna go kind of like fill this in and then use this to make a couple lists of things and maybe like organize my brain out a little bit so that I can kind of have some craft time, but also get through some cleaning stuff that actually has to get done so that my house isn't weird and gross. Okay, see you guys in the morning. Good morning and happy Sunday. So I did decide to turn this into a 2-day vlog. And the other thing that I realized this morning was that in the video I've said, hey, I'm gonna post a Hobonichi 5-year flip through. That will actually upload like today. Like I'm gonna film that and upload it today. So that's interesting. I just started thinking about it, but let's dive into it. Like I said, this is usually the first planner that I come to because I am immediately popping in my temperature. I'm gonna say that my energy is very high. And I'm gonna put some hearts because I obviously probably haven't sounded good in some of these videos and very low energy and very down. I went to bed at a halfway decent hour last night. I think I like laid down somewhere about 9 o'clock. And I did forget to set a sleep timer on the TV. I watched lots of boring boring with a grain of salt. I love history and documentaries, and I can sometimes get sucked into them, but a lot of the time I can just set something off in the background. Right now I'm doing Mysteries of the Abandoned. That's not really a documentary. Usually they're like several different locations that they go over in the show, but I think they're about an hour long and there's like 6 seasons. So I basically like set it and forget it at this point and I just fall asleep to it. which is just fun. And I know everybody has different opinions on like Calm apps and this, that, and the other, but like that's my Calm app, is I just throw it on the TV and set a sleep timer and go. But the problem is I forgot to last night. So when I got up in the middle of the night, I think I did just go ahead and cut it. I don't think I like put a sleep timer on it. But the point being that I also cut my alarms. So I didn't wake up at 5, but it was the best thing for me because I woke up naturally and I was very refreshed, and I got up the first time that I woke up and I could see that it was very daylight. So I went ahead and just, got up and going. Yes, it's 8:12 in the morning. My watch has been on the charger. Temperature, I'm gonna go ahead and put an X because I've got my workout clothes on, and then I'll come back and I'll take a shower. So AM skin and all that'll be put on there. I'll go ahead and put my energy. I'm gonna wait on my mood and just kind of like see how it goes. Right now, I'm very energetic and very optimistic. We'll see if that holds. But yeah, I'm in a really good mood today. I think part of it has to do with, it's a new day, and I actually wrote that in my A6, which I'm going to show you here in a second. But yeah, I'm feeling good about today. I feel like the to-do list that I set out it's well-rounded. So I'll feel like I got stuff done, but I also don't feel like I'm going to want to like pass out at the end of the day. So I'm going to leave that here. Obviously, when we come back for the next planning session, I'll be putting in like my run, and I think I'm going to do this workout again as well. I might do this one. We'll see how I feel after the run. But I am going to set this off to the side. And we're going to take a quick look at the tracker. So I didn't work out. I didn't hit my steps. I didn't even hit 10,000 yesterday, which really was not ideal. I did go into a calorie deficit. Questionable. Oh, wait, that's wrong. This is Friday. So I do need to mark down all of yesterday. That's interesting. I might have to consult a couple things. I don't think I was in a calorie deficit yesterday. That's what like tripped me up. I was like, I need to wipe that out. I know I didn't close the rings. I did get all my water, so I can mark that. I do sometimes have to reconcile this tracker from time to time. This tracker is really bad in comparison to last month. I'll admit that. And obviously we'll talk about it more in the flip through. It's just not been like the best month. Did I eat red meat yesterday? I had chicken. I had possible red meats. I had a little bit of pepperoni and a little bit of sausage, but like I really feel like that's not enough. We'll get into like, because I changed it to no beef down here, which is different. Like that would let me be able to eat bacon and ham and certain porks. Like I got a little too granular about that. Supplements I forgot to take. Reading, nope. So it was a really light day. I need to double check because I don't think I think I did wake up at 5 yesterday. I really feel confident that I did because I just remember thinking it was like, I wish I had slept. I'm going to mark it because I definitely feel like I remember that. And then the rest I know should be fine. I do need to kind of like reconcile the 18th though. All right, so now we're gonna flip over to the weekly. I still haven't put in the weather. That's okay, I can do that super easy. I am gonna go ahead and mark in that I finished my water. And then, like I said, I was gonna let this little, the little strip dry. So I'm gonna do TJ Maxx because it's the only other place that I bought anything. And yeah, so I have that. Are all the planners updated? Probably not the budget planner. That might be the only thing kind of left. And Hobonichi 5 year is always like hella out of date. So I'm gonna just mark that off. I definitely filmed Saturday. I'm gonna migrate laundry over. I did tidy the apartment a good bit. It's still a complete train wreck. I did meal plan. Sorry. Didn't work on September plans like I wanted to, or coincidentally Q4. I did work on Hobonichi 5-year, and I did not work on Patreon plans. I usually just make a list, and kind of whatever I feel like is whatever I feel like. So there's that. The first thing I want to do as far as Sunday goes, even though I've got like a pretty decent list, I really want to look at some box stickers, maybe to like even out this spread a bit. Because I've got kind of like these guys over here, but I've not got anything over here kind of indicative to the kit. So let's put those over there. These are for September. So I kind of like this sunshine hikey situation, but I also kind of like the plants situation because I need to water my plants. I don't know. I really do feel like the rock one is resonating with me a little bit more, only because it was a very like rise and shine kind of morning. So we're gonna pop this in. And I know it kind of has to like lap over a bit. I didn't want it like so close to the top. Because I do kind of want to write down some planner things up there. But I do need to put this in like where it would naturally like be fine. I'm gonna put it here at about noon-ish. I don't feel like it's stupid in the way here. Per usual, I'm overanalyzing it. Okay, it's fine. Okay. There. I love it. Okay, we're living with it. I'm just happy that I'm actually using the kit. So there's that. I do need to grab. Where is my pen pouch? Literally in front of my face. It's totally fine. Is this my blue? Oh Lord, let's hope so. I did just kind of hop in the bed after Good Omens, and I do think that that is not the right blue down there. Like it looks more mint to me. I like that. Another thing that I want to use is a sticker I haven't gotten to yet. And that's a plan for the week. So we're gonna pull that little guy out. Okay. Basically I got up and then I started working on Hobonichi 5-year pages and my A6 for the day, which like I said, I didn't show on camera because my goal with the A6 in most cases is gonna be like a catch-all. Like it's for whatever I want to use it for. Like it's not structured like this. It's daily pages is the best way I can describe that, to be honest. Like it's gonna always be like a hodgepodge. It might be an idea, it might be a list of to-dos, it might be a venting journaling session. I don't know. It could be a book review. It's meant to be all the things. I don't know that I'm going to keep that as my daily for next year. I'm considering some other options, so I haven't completely settled. I don't think that Hobonichi is gonna make it into the lineup. I don't know. I know my weeks will, but I'm definitely like, obviously Labor Day weekend's next weekend. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. If I do decide to do something Hobonichi, I'll probably just get it from JetPens whenever I get my Kokuyo. I am gonna keep a Kokuyo for next year. I do feel like it's the best structure for me. It gives me the most space. It's already set up for me. It's a structure I like. I don't have any complaints. Like the number one thing that I found to complain about a year, almost 2 years later, because I started my first one in November of 2021, I think. Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah, because I only have one other, and it starts early if you get like the non-biz edition, but they both start early if I'm being honest. I think this one starts in December, but not the point. The point being that I have never found an issue with it until I went to watercolor, and I was like, oh shit. But how often I watercolor, that just proves it. It's not that I don't watercolor often, because I do. I just do it on Hobonichi Tomoe River paper, and that's, if I'm gonna plop some color down, that's where I do it. So it's fine. It's fine. I love to watercolor on the pages, but if I can't do it in my planner, I'm not gonna be heartbroken. It's okay. Like, lesson was learned. Anyways, so I started Star Wars Rebels season 3 this morning, and it's just probably gonna be my background. Not my background, but like whatever I'm watching. So another thing that let's plan, and then we'll talk about how the watching situation is gonna go. Okay, so it is, as you saw on my watch, it's a little after 8. So I think I'm going to pop in the plan for the week. Little Dudette. Oh, that's so exciting. I feel like that's really self-explanatory. Like, I feel like it's kind of silly to, I don't know, did I write update planner at the same time that no, I think I just made a list. Okay, so plan for the week. I'm just gonna leave it there for the most part, I think. I'm gonna do week, because there's still some things, like I've done the meal plan side, I've done like a cleaning list side. I need to kind of do like a work side, but that means I need to like log into my computer and see what's going on. I love that my watch is like showing off all my time and details right now. I'm still learning. Then I want to do September plans. And what else was on here that I didn't get to? Okay. Q4 plans. Patreon plans. Hobonichi 5-year. If my stomach growls on camera, I'm really sorry. Okay. I'm trying to think like what I can pop in that space. I'm gonna do budget planner, because that fits. Okay. next, even though I need to do it before noon, I hope this upload's not late. Oh, I really hope that's not late. Because sometimes I do have upload issues. I really should have done it yesterday, full disclosure, but I also, full disclosure, was just, as you guys know, not feeling it yesterday. I think I'm gonna have to do like a little, I'm not sure, I think it's this one. Let's find scrap paper. Naturally, all of my scrap papers are everywhere. Okay, because I don't like putting the wrong color. I think I was right though. Definitely not that one. And it's definitely the 158. I really typically I keep them separated, but I did go through my pouch this morning, and like it was this pouch was completely full. The pen pouch that I have, or my Tombow pouch, this is where they all live. Well, not all of them. There's like a little cup behind me that they live into. And I just kind of, oops, my bad, mixed them all up, and then put in the ones that I wanted back into the pouch, not thinking, oh, what were your colors this week, Rebecca? So I'm doing like a little YouTube icon. Film and post. Five-year flip. Okay. I'm definitely gonna use a sticker that I didn't think I was ever gonna get to use, because even though I do it, I don't ever like mark it in here. So this is what I'm gonna do. Oh, I clearly do. And it will definitely need a decent tidy today, because I'm gonna explain my process of working on like backdated pages and stuff like that here in a second. Okay, I'm gonna do bathroom, kitchen, vacuum. I really could have moved this little guy up, I think. Don't rip, don't rip, don't rip, don't rip. Good little sticky. That didn't need 3 lines, but it is what it is. I'm gonna leave this bottom area for if I'm watching, like if I watch a different movie or something tonight, or if I end up at Jeff's and we watch something, so I do wanna leave that blank. That's the only thing that I'm gonna leave blank for now on here. Whenever, I don't think did I put that on camera? I don't remember now. I will pop my weather in, I promise. I'm gonna go ahead and move the update Kim to next week. I don't want to, but I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna work on the custom today. I know I'm not gonna do the September periodic review list today. I'm probably gonna work on some Patreon plans. some other things like that. Move the custom. I do need to make a custom tracker. That's like on the list somewhere in here. But this is where this is gonna start for the day. Okay, so we're like done with this kit for right now. Cool. I feel like it's okay. Again, I'm shit at kits. I say it every single time. I'm complete shit at them. A huge reason I bought the whole biome collection was legit. I love every single biome, every single one, except for maybe the winter because it's kind of like meh. But I mean, it is. That's winter also in a nutshell is meh. So that is the quote unquote plan for the day. As you can see, it's kind of split between cleaning and crafting, and that's the way I like a day. Like if I can have my way about it, and then obviously if I'm working, it's kind of, we add that in. So I'm gonna move this off the table because I do wanna show you the A6 and then chat through a little bit of like how I catch up / do other things in a day. So you will not see this in the flip, so this is fine. What I will do is I will leave this open. I will do a page and leave it open to kind of dry. This pen, the Uniball Signo DX, does not smudge bad at all. I definitely still say let it dry. As you can see, this one's actually a really themed out page. It doesn't always work out like that. Like I don't even know why there's no entry there. But like some have themes, like this one has a theme. As you can see, I'm behind a little bit. This one kind of has a theme a little bit. I don't know, that one probably doesn't. A little bit. That is, oh, I love looking at this. This was my first pre-order. Oh. It's funny to look at this, and I haven't used this in a spread. I don't think I've used this in a spread. I've used these in rainbow spreads. Like, it's just interesting. But yeah, I've got to go back and kind of backfill a little bit. And we'll talk about that with the tracker. But I do a block, and then I set it off to the side to dry. And I either go do a task, so I might fold the laundry, or I might wash the dishes, or I might make the bed, or water plants. Like I go off and do an activity and let it dry and come back to it, or I might do another page. So in this morning, I was like making this list. So like I said, I kind of planned out what I'd like to do cleaning wise on what days. And I know there's other tasks, but this is like the general, like what I think I'm capable of these days. So that I broke down the cleaning list a bit. And then I wrote new day in my Tombow Furunosuke. That's the soft tip. It's a little bit softer, but not as soft as like a Tombow like brush pen. But I liked starting out with that. Like it is a new day, so I might journal through here. I might continue the cleaning list through here. I don't know. And this is why I don't film it, because I want to leave it open for right now. And as far as yesterday goes, it's so sloppy and ugly. Oh my God. So I didn't dash these lines, so that's ugly. I kept crossing stuff out. I got the measurements wrong. It's a mess. So I'm trying to redo my sticker storage because, sorry, this is gonna be hard to see. It's in this at the moment. And it's also in a big 12 by 12 album that's sitting over on my couch awkwardly because the kits don't fit in the pockets that they're in. Like they're just falling out all over. It's just not good to have it in two places like that and in such massively different sizes. So part of my Hobby Lobby excursion yesterday was to investigate. And I took a lot of pictures, and even though the measurements are on her website, like I came home and I wanted to like look at what I had as well. Like how much of what do I have? Like how realistic is one to the other? Like what do I want to do basically? And so I think what I'm going to end up doing, and all of this is in the vein of, yes, I know Helen has her own storage, but I really don't know how to order from that either. That's part of the problem. And I was kind of disappointed because hers are going to be 6 rings, and everything I found was 3 ring, And I also, when I'm building out a storage thing, I really don't like to kind of be caught in between. Like, that's the situation I'm in now. So I would rather like go to Hobby Lobby, buy what I think I need, and then if I have to go back for more, cool, I can go back and I know what I'm looking for and it's right there and it's accessible. Versus right now, the way that her sticker selling system is it's basically going to go, she's going to do a sale / pre-order, I think later in this year. And they're beautiful. Like, I absolutely adore them. I think they're so cute. And that's not to say that I won't get one. I actually need to look and see how big the binders are, because if they're the same size, then I may like have one of each, but we'll cross that bridge. More or less, this is the version that I'm going to go with if I build it myself. So I had a 6x8 option and an 8.5 by 11 option. 8.5 by 11 is the closest size to what I have now. It's a little bit bigger because it's a binder, so it's just a bit bigger. The thing about the ring system is, while it allows to like grow, this is like a sticker organization rant, while it allows it to grow bigger, that's convenient. It's gotten to the point where it's so big and bulky now where it's just like, it's stupid and it's not working. So I need something that's a little bit more structured, even if that means more binders. I'm okay with that. And I'm still okay with the fact of like kits are going to have to be in one and main stickers are going to have to be in another. I would just like to see them separated better. The another problem that I'm running into with this is that this is so junky. Because I DIY'd it, like things are falling apart. Because I mean, I use this every day. Like the wear and tear is insane. But yeah, I would just like to have like a better system. And I really liked that with this system, I can fit, why is my heart rate going up? I can fit 4 of the normal sticker sheets. Sorry. I can fit them side by side like this, which is nice because then I could separate between like groceries and shopping and then packages, arrivals, tracking. Like I can separate out the packs more than they already are. It's kind of silly how they're categorized right now, and that means that sometimes I'm not always like aware of what I have either. And then they have small ones that I can use for the freebies that are similar to what I have already. That was a thing that I was looking for. The only thing I couldn't find, and I don't understand why they didn't really do this, was a insert that was like separated almost into like 4x6-ish size. So they have the 8.5 by 11 sheets, and I'm gonna have to DIY like I did these sheets, the sticker snap-ins. I'm gonna have to DIY it, which is fine. I did the whole last album that way. I think it's, and I'll also be honest, a big reason why I'm leaning towards the Hobby Lobby version is because it's cheaper. And I hate saying that, but it is what it is. It is cheaper for me to do it myself, and I don't know why I'm whispering about it. I love Helen's version. I think they're so cute, and I would love to have them one day, and maybe, you know, in a year or two, you know, I can do that. But right now these are accessible, and also I can grow my like I can just go pop down to the shop and get another one if I need it. Like, it's not so stressful about like counting and organizing. And I feel like I do that so much leading up to a sale that I'm just like anxiety ridden after. But it's like, because I don't want to forget anything, and I'm still probably going to forget something. But I just really, I needed to like go touch it and look at it and take measurements and like take pictures and then come home and say, okay, this is what I have, this is what I need. So I'm pretty sure I'm gonna go with the 8.5 by 11. The thing was that there's no sale coupons with Hobby Lobby anymore. You have to like catch a sale. So I am gonna check tomorrow morning. Like, I'll basically start checking weekly, and the next time Paper Studio goes on sale, which is their home brand, then I will go and get everything. And that will also mean that it's not as pricey as it is right now, and it's actually decent for what it is, and there's no shipping costs. Like, I just think that this is the best. And of course I will show you guys when it's all done and kind of like how we started, how it's going, all that good stuff. Up at the top, I have a tracker. This looks obnoxious as hell. I'm gonna have to order like a new sheet of this particular one. So my Hobonichi 5-year has the brown cover, and that's as close, like literally that's close and spot on to what it actually looks like. Where did it go? It's right in front of my face. Like, yeah, tell me that doesn't look like that. So that's the closest sticker I have to that. And I do like trackers every so often. When was the last one that I did? Does it matter? Probably not. Down here at the beginning of the month. And I did March, April, and June. And I did already have like I had ones that were hanging out, but because I worked on some of the Hobonichi pages at the at breakfast yesterday, I wanted to like get a more accurate count because I flipped all over. And I want to chat through this. So I made the tracker. These are all the pages in each month that are still not completed, which looks like a lot because it is a lot. This is also kind of my really awkward system. Okay, so this pencil board is, I'm all the way up to date to this pencil board. In between, and this changed after, because May, I was all the way caught up. It wasn't until, and then I did really good until like the end of June. Oh no, it was like the beginning of June-ish, like when we went on the trip. And then July, it's the end, and then into August. So like I'll go through like periods where I'm like on top of it and periods where I'm not. So this is a little inaccurate, but I'm basically 5 pages from being able to move this all the way up to April, and then it'll be focused on that chunk. My goal for today would be to work on June, July, so that I can move the pencil board up and just worry about from March all the way through to the end of April. Like that's the backdated side. I was working on, this is funny, I was working on some October pages from last year, just randomly. And then just to make sure it's caught up in the areas of the trip, because I like seeing that in real time. And then I'll start, so I'm talking all over the place. So that's just how that's what the pencil boards do. And then my ribbon sits on the day of. So that literally makes no sense at all right now because of how hodgepodgey. But at the time, the way that it was is it's like from here to here, you got to catch up. And then it was all up to date past that point until the ribbon. That's not true anymore, like I just said. So I'm not going to worry about it very much because I feel like seeing this get smaller is bringing me joy. This also looks like a lot, but the entire month of May is done. So whenever I'm done with those 5 June pages, I get to move this all the way up to the 30th of April. So like right here, and it'll be like that big, which will seem a bit more attainable. But like I said, I just kind of leave this open and I'll do a page and then go off and do something else and then come back and do another page. I don't really have a goal of pages per day, but it does bring me joy to just craft. So, and just journal and get it out. And I love doing it at home. And I'll talk about this. I talked about this. I'm like retroactively speaking for myself. I know some of this will be redundant because I'll have talked about it in the video because I am always like sharing tips and hacks and things, because I do feel like the Hobonichi 5-year is a big commitment. I will definitely be doing it again. Like I will want all of my 30s in there for sure. I might skip a decade in there or skip some time, like maybe skip from 40 and then restart it at 50. I think that would be wild. Oh my God, that's terrifying to also consider. I'm not ready to think about 50. I'm not ready to think about 40. But my point being that it is a big commitment and I do intend to document all of my 30s. Like that was kind of the catalyst for it all to begin with. But another thing that I want to talk about on this page is my new skincare. So I got 2 new cleansers to try from TJ Maxx and then a daytime moisturizer just to try out. And a lot of times I will pick things up at a TJ Maxx or whatever that I want to try, and it's a little bit cheaper if I get it there. I and I just want to try it out. And these are both like almost like travel sizey, so I'll get to try them. And I didn't have a big commitment, so I put like the new Star Tracker. Sounds like Star Trek. I finally got around to using one of my little self-care from the Advent last year. I thought that was a good one because it kind of looks like a cleanser, it kind of looks like a moisturizer, and that's what all of these were. And I'm okay with blank space. Like, you'll see it from time to time, like at the bottom. Sometimes I'm okay with it. So I tend to fill out a page. Like, there's a big block. So yeah. And then it's just a messy idea doodle. So like I said, it's a little bit of everything, and I'm okay with that. And then we already talked about the today. So I'm going to leave that off to the side, and I feel like that's it for this planning session. So I'll catch you guys later this afternoon. All right, so this is going to wrap up this video. So we're just going to do some quick little adjustments. So as far as a mood for Sunday goes, I'm going to say energetic and optimistic. I'm also going to use my little stencil to get some hearts in here. It is actually Monday morning, and I just wanted to like show, I guess, like from start to finish, I suppose, like the whole planning session for a weekend. This weekend, you know, a little peculiar. I'm gonna put a heart in there, and again, I do let them dry, so I'm not gonna color it in right now. And then I'm gonna go ahead and mark PM skin, because it was actually like right at about noon that I finally like kind of got to that routine. I did accidentally skip my eye cream. Oops. And I didn't hit my supplements. So, I didn't. Okay. So the only thing that I'm not going to be able to pop in on camera is a 3-mile run. I think I talked about it. Did I talk about it in the previous clip? I don't know. I went for a 3-mile run, and I originally was going down to just do like a 30-minute run, and then I was gonna kind of do like a weight situation, and then it was a really good run. Like, I was doing a really good job, and so I just went ahead and just literally enjoyed it and kept going and pushed for 3 miles. And it's now the day after, obviously, but I can honestly say I still feel really good, and I'm happy with that choice. So I did sleep in. I did work out. I did hit my steps. I don't think I was in a deficit. I did close all my rings. It was really cool. It kind of looked like some fireworks on my watch. It was really cool. I did get all my water in. I logged both my mood and my energy. I did eat red meat. I did not get my supplements. No project, no pages, nothing from that point on. And then I'm going to go ahead and mark in that I was up by 5 for today. I know that's kind of eking into a new day. No pun intended, because that's what's written on my A6. So I'm going to flip this little guy over, and we're gonna see where we're at. So I didn't work on September plans or quarter plans. I did look at Patreon plans a little bit, and I did work on Hobonichi 5-year a little bit. I didn't work on my budget planner. I did film and post the Hobonichi 5-year. No cleaning got done, really. I did tidy up the coffee table a little bit, but I came back from the gym and got in the shower and was tidying up a bit, and then Jeff called to let me know that he was leaving camp and wanted to know if I still wanted to come over and hang out and have dinner, and I did. So I like packed up my stuff and headed that way for the afternoon instead of tending to my adult responsibilities. Go figure. So it was fine. It was really lovely to spend some time together and just hang out and let it be super chill. So this is my finished spread for the week. I really enjoyed it. I wish I had like done like another like hand lettering type of thing. I really don't know how this video is gonna come out. I feel like my intentions for it were more vlog, but I don't think I'm gonna stitch any like video stuff in there other than planner, so it might just be plan with me for the weekend. So I still want to try my hand at vlogging, and I still want to like kind of stretch that muscle a bit. So yeah, I think I'm just going to take out all the other stuff for this round, but we'll set that off to the side. I really also just kind of want to show this. Oh, I knew there was something that I was missing. So I need my pin pouch. So I do need to add, because I cooked dinner, but then we watched a movie while we ate. Why does that look weird? Okay. Dungeons and Dragons. So we watched the new Dungeons and Dragons movie. It was super cute. And one thing that I thought was, it felt really long. I don't know. Let me know if it felt really long if you saw it. But one thing that I thought was really funny was Jeff was like, oh, that person looks like the thing from Stranger Things. And I was like, oh, Vecna. Yeah, it kind of does. And like 30 seconds later, I was like, oh my God, it is a Vecna, because this is Dungeons and Dragons and that's what they play. And I was so I felt like super smart about the whole thing, which is such a weird thing to feel smart about. No updates have been made to I'm probably just going to do some journaling right here. Obviously, none of this happened correctly. I might do like some ideas here, like some tier ideas for Patreon that I was thinking about. Again, it's hard for me to show this one on camera because it really is more like stream of consciousness. It's not necessarily like done in one go, if that makes sense. Like I kind of like, and I get that my big planner is like that too, but yeah, I'll probably put some journaling right here about how I was feeling and my run and how lovely that felt, and just kind of like having more crafty time this weekend. Even though I wasn't like this kind of productive, I feel like it felt good to like journal and craft more, and I definitely need to figure out how to get that back in my routine. I've been listening, maybe I'll put like a listening thing down here. Again, this is why I'm not doing it on camera, because I don't know what I want to put where per se, but I do like this being like a play space that I don't necessarily have to film, and this is why I also film the flip through so that you guys can see it. I don't feel like anything is really lost in whether it's seen in a flip through or seen in a real time. I don't really feel like there's anything lost in that. Let me know if you feel like you're lost. But it is going to be a really busy day, so most likely I'm going to put like a work to-do list down this side, and then just use this space for, I think I'm going to use this space for some trip planning. So this will be work, this will be trip, or it might be like video planning. So like I said, I've been listening to podcasts again. I mean, I'm always listening to a podcast, but I'm listening to some crafty podcasts, and so my brain is really like in hyperdrive of like, I'm in that like, let's get down to it craft mode, and I'm really looking forward to, I know I keep saying it like 2024, but I just have some really awesome visions of what I'd like to see go down. And I know I keep tossing around Patreon. Just to like throw it out there, if you feel like you want to contribute or support to me in any way, the easiest way for you to do that is to use the super thanks feature that is now on my videos. Again, there's like no obligation. I'm just letting you know it's there if you want to. If you are interested in a Patreon option, tell me what you would be wanting or looking forward to. I definitely am going to have a mix of like paper crafting and documenting and things like that, and planning. So it's going to be just like this channel is. It's just going to be for those of you who want more. I'm also hoping to have like kind of maybe like a live or like a Zoom meeting option available with like a group, kind of like how a live stream would be over here. And I am really going to try to map out and maintain having both in both places. It's just gonna be, Patreon is just gonna be, if you want more, here's more, here's how you get it. And it allows me to create but be like monetarily compensated, because it is very time consuming. Like, I'm just gonna be transparent and honest about it, that it helps me keep doing what I need to do. So, and we'll do all kinds of fun stuff there. Again, it's gonna be kind of like a mirror situation. It's just gonna be tiered and more content. That's really what I'm thinking of, but let me know. And I always wanna know what you guys wanna see over here on the channel as well. Also, just a little update on the shipping situation / Coffee Monster Co. birthday things. So I think it's at 50-50 right now. So unless anything changes in between now when that package actually arrives, I am most likely going to split each package into its own video at this point. And the reason for that is I get to be the deciding vote. And if it's a 50-50 split, I'm gonna opt to go ahead and let each one have its own video, only based on the fact that I think it's kind of, I'm worried that it might be long-winded if I patch them all together. And it also gives me the opportunity to group in other items that might get like shipped somewhere in there as well. So from like other companies, but more or less I am planning to separate each video out. If you would like me to patch them all together and post that as an option, I can also do that. I may opt to do that so you can watch it however you want to. I like to give the people what they want, and right now it's at a 50-50 split, so I get to be the deciding factor and do what I want. But yes, that's how I'm planning on doing it. The reason I'm kind of like cryptic about, oh, well, when this package arrives is because it was supposed to arrive last Tuesday and it did not. And the tracking is literally saying that it's in transit, arriving late, and it has not been like picked up, scanned. Nothing has changed in almost a week, if not a week. Legitimately, it has not updated in over a week, and it's not here. So I did already have to reach out to Helen. I'm really lucky that their customer service team is great. What I hate is that this, like, literally, I feel like it just happened, even though it was an order that shipped 2 months ago. Essentially, like, this happened with my Q2 subscription, and this is not a reflection on them as a company. I don't know what happened. According to the USPS, they say that it's probably like a damage label. I know you did not come here to listen to me ramble about a USPS issue, but that's why like that video is not up yet, and that's why we are where we are. So hopefully that'll get fixed really soon, and I'll be able to post that and play with the lovely product inside of it. Otherwise, I hope that you enjoyed this very hodgepodge ranty video, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next Plan With Me, and September Plan With Me's are coming up as well. So until then, stay creative and enjoy creating your own happy little wonderlands. Bye, everybody.